So, all right, the effectiveness of an apology, it all stems upon it's layered. What I mean by that is the effectiveness of apology stems upon how deep rooted a issue is. So if an issue is, if it's only surface level, then right. The apology, okay, for the most part, is effective. All right, it's fine, it's cool, you know. It's almost like you get hurt, right? And so every injury doesn't, you know, require a first aid kit. You know, some injuries is skin level. You see it, it's a little abrasion. You know, you put a little ointment on it, and you know, sometimes the ointment alone it might stop the bleeding. Right. Or if it's just like a little scratch or whatever. So that's cool. Then you got certain injuries that may happen, and you think it's not big, but it's not seen because it's not above. You know, it's not on that surface level, but it's actually a broken bone.
Right.
So those have to be dealt with differently. They linger. And with that, you know, apology a lot of times with that, the individual might say, I forgive you. But deep down, with the healing, it's still there. And it's so painful. Right. That although, you know, sometimes, you know, even I apologize or even the answer or response to the apology, it's all right, I forgive you. You know, sometimes that's programmed. That's not really how you feel, but you going through the motions, and that's what we say. You know, it's funny how we got a lot of those that you know what I'm saying?
Default.
Yeah. How you doing this morning? I'm all right. You know, or you know what I'm saying? Or even those, you know, that's in the church, they, you know, open up the mouth and they'll say, blessed and highly favored, you know.
Yeah, right.
But really and truly, they don't feel like that.
Yeah.
But even with that, you know, it's stated to us that we are to speak things into existence. So, again, it's depending on if an issue is deep rooted. If it's deep rooted, then that's not oftentimes what's happening above the ground. That's underneath the ground, you know. And to be honest with you, the quickest way to really affect growth, it happens underground. Cancer stops growth. You know, that's inside. Yeah. You know, if you can damage a rooting system to a tree, then the tree not growing no more. Same difference. Mm-hmm. You know. What's unfolding within? If it's a cancerous substance within, then growth can't exist. So that's what I'm saying. You know, oftentimes what we have to do, and we, you know, even if we're the ones that wrong somebody, we need to stop and ask ourselves. First of all, in that matter of me apologizing, how big, first of all, did I think the situation was, and how big could the potential party that I wronged, how big could it have really been to them?
Right.
That's the thing we don't often examine, and sometimes we get offended. The party that wronged somebody, sometimes we get offended because we say, "Man, I already apologized," and in a sense, that's kind of wrong if you think about it, because we don't know how they, you know, we don't know how they felt that. We don't know how that came across to them. True. Or we don't even know how we would have handled it if it was us in their shoes. And then somebody come back, hey, look, bro, it's time for you to pick your head up, man, and you need to walk forward now because I apologize. Yo, say what?
Right.
But you the one that, you know what I'm saying? Like, and hold on, the game all messed up. But then you do have it sometimes where certain people they like to take and they'll linger, you know, they'll allow this to linger because now they just want you to feel a certain way, because it's almost that, you know, almost for some people, I'm not saying everybody, but for some people, certain people look for an edge to gain power. And if I know he didn't hurt me, so now I can hold him. I can hold him in this realm of, you know, him feeling a certain way, and, you know, now I got this over him.
Right.
That's not life either. It should never be handled like that. But Go ahead, brother.
Nah, man. I think that was dope, bro. Because for me, it's like I always want to preserve the relationship if it's meaningful. Like we got some type of anything that ties us together. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, I would try to see. I listen to opposing views, whether I agree with it or not. Right. So for me, it's like I try to come at it from a genuine standpoint. If somebody comes to me from a genuine standpoint, try to come to them from a genuine standpoint. Like for instance, one time it was the Super Bowl party I got invited to, close friend of mine, and I came through. He was like, "Hey man, I got a Super Bowl party. I want you to come through." And I was like, "All right, cool." So I came through, bought a pizza, we chill for about 15, 20 minutes, maybe 30, and then I bounced. So he pulled me, like a couple days later, we talked. He like, "Bro, man, I ain't really appreciate you coming to the party. You just dipped like that, man." And I'm like I'm like, "How you looking?" Like, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? So, it's not a big deal with me.
Yeah, you're like, well, first of all, you didn't come with empty arms. You came bearing something.
Right, you feel me?
And, well, did you let him know you was getting ready to go?
Yeah, I told him, I was like, "Hey, man, I'm about to get ready to bounce." So after the couple of days we met back up, I said, I was like, "See, this is what I'm talking about." Because when he said that, I didn't really appreciate that. I could have went off the handle and came back with something stupid. But I was like, "Hey, man," I was like, "My bad." Like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't know what. And I kind of try to dive deep into it. So long story short, it came to us like, "Hey, bro, look, I didn't know that party was like meant that much to you. I didn't know it was that serious to you. I was just coming through to show my face." You know what I'm saying? So, and he was like, "Well, I had some people I wanted to." After we got deep into the conversation, I had some people I invited. I wanted you to meet. You know what I'm saying? Things like that.
Oh, so it was really like one of those parties in which he was using the party really to make, you know what I'm saying, connections.
Right. So but I wouldn't have got to that point if we wouldn't have went deeper into the conversation, try to gain some understanding.
So if you would have lashed out at him initially, what he said. So okay. So that's jumping ahead in the story. So if you, it's funny because in certain stories you got to read the entire book in order to get a good gauge of what's going to happen. Sometimes people don't feel like, okay, within the first couple of chapters, man, I already know how this book going to turn out. I'm done. And then all of a sudden, you come back and you have a discussion or you have to take a test on that book and you're like, man, okay, this is what happened. And something totally different happened at the end. Well, what you mean?
Right.
You never read the story to the end. So, all right, my question for you is this here. So, okay, I present another question for you on that situation. So, if Buddy said he didn't really appreciate how you left, so you said you did let him know you was getting ready to leave.
Yeah.
So, okay, my question becomes this. So, if that's the case, why he didn't say, "All right, bro, before you leave, I want to introduce you to somebody"?
True. Nah, I can't recall directly if maybe that happened or whatever the case may be, but
so it's possible it did happen. You said, "Bro, I got to go now."
Right, it possibly could have happened like that.
See that? Yeah, that right there. Yeah, like, hey.
He probably could have been like, "Hey, man, I have some people coming over," or chill a little bit. I don't know what you know what I'm saying. What might have transpired. I know he didn't say it like that though.
Well, how you know that? If you say you didn't recall,
because I probably would.
Gotcha.
Nah, that's real. But nah, I get what you're saying because that's a good point.
Now I can see a situation in which he could have said that, and then you say, well, by how, like, especially if they're not there, by how long you think it's gonna be before they get here?
Right.
And you're like, man, they'll be here. It'll be shortly, man. Just bear, just hang tight. That hang tight can mean many different things. That right there, you under house arrest.
Right.
Hang tight.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's just like somebody, "Hey, bro, where you at?" Now right around the corner.
I ain't even left the house yet.
Bro, exactly.
You feel me?
Exactly.
I'm on the way. It's one of those.
Oh, yeah. That's up in the air. And that, I ain't gonna lie. See, I think, man, the thing behind today's conversation is those words there. Why we just can't come straight out and say what it is.
Right.
Because, see, that creates so much, that creates the realm of that which can become hostile, because now you feel like you disrespected. So my time not even important to you, obviously. I ask you where you at, you tell me you right around the corner. So I'm waiting, anticipating that you right around the corner, which right around the corner shouldn't be. it's crazy when you ask where you at, somebody say right around the corner, you say how many corners away. You got to be detailed now, you know what I'm saying?
It should just mean what it means.
But see, check this out. But then if you ask somebody, how many corners away are you? Then they're going to get offended by you even asking that question when it shouldn't even have to be that. If the person, like if you dealt with this person before and they said that before and you already know, man, you said that last time, you know what I'm saying? So now I got to ask how many corners.
Right.
So now it's almost like, I can't take your word for it because, you know, you said it before. So it's like, where do we go from that point? Is it just best that you just go ahead and go separate ways? If you got to, you know, if you really got to, you know.
That's a good point, man. That's a good point. I think for me, it's like, if I knew a person, right? Like the same friend I'm talking about, right? Shout out my boy James. I know him, you know what I'm saying? So I know how to approach certain situations with him. And likewise with me. Same thing with you. I know how to approach certain situations for you. You know what I'm saying? Like when you tell me you're on the way, sometimes when you get here and a few times I haven't set up everything, then you know, all right, when I tell Roy I'm on the way, I could give myself an extra 10 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Because my man ain't going to be ready. You know what I mean?
But it's like, yeah, I feel you.
Like, I'm like, okay, sometimes I have to know who I'm talking to, who I'm dealing with, and I could get that little grace period, you know what I'm saying, however I'm feeling about that. But I think for me, it's just about like, for me, when I have conversation, especially when it's, like I said, when you have connecting values, whether it's people you know, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a business or deal, whatever the case may be, you have to go behind certain statements and gain a little bit more understanding. Because like you said, a lot of times we throw these things out here and it's just monotone or it's just going through the motions when transparency is needed. You need to take that little extra time to gain that, to preserve the relationship, to gain that transparency and to gain that understanding.
Definitely when timing is involved too. Right. I want to go back to something you said earlier, bro.
Right.
Now here it is. I'm taking notes today off of what you said. You said preserve the relationship if it's meaningful. Let's talk on that for a second. So all of this is all well and good only if it's worth preserving the relationship, if it's meaningful to you. So if it's not, then is it okay to go off? Because in the end of your mind, I mean, at the end of the day, you sitting there thinking, man, I was looking for a way to end this mug anyway. So is that why in certain instances, is that why things do go sideways? Because we allow them to, because we're looking for out anyways?
Excuse me, I think so. I think that could be a reason too. You know what I'm saying? Versus, I think that's a good point, man, because it can be used as an outlet to end a relationship or whatever the case may be. I think you have to exhaust all options, though.
That's what I was getting ready to ask you.
All opportunities to preserve everything before you just go straight to that.
But what if that's something so you got a point there, but what if that's something that a person was already, debating with in their mind? That's like a relationship early in its infancy. Mm-hmm. You got a lot of what ifs, man. What if she really not the one for me?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, man, all she can cook is eggs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just, you know what I'm saying? I stay hungry. Like, this might not work. All of it, you be like, but you know what, man? She is a wonderful girl, though. You know what I'm saying? Got good qualities. You know what I'm saying? You like, and she does learn rather quickly, so she could possibly learn how to cook. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
for me, go ahead, my bad.
What I was gonna say with that, people attend, and it's like people get afraid, right? They'll let fear drive them to just go ahead and just, to them, they feel like, nah, last time I went off an unknown, man, you know what I'm saying? I felt like I was trapped for a year. So I'm gonna go ahead and, nah. And then all of a sudden, she come and she actually, she take it upon herself to try to cook you a meal. It's not the meal that you can see where it's a little, she messed it up a little bit, whatever. And then you like, nah, this ain't gonna work. This ain't gonna work. Hey, what you mean it's not gonna work? I tried to, nah, it's not even that. You know what I'm saying? I don't even like how you cook, you clean your kitchen. You know what I'm saying? Right. Nah, what we gonna look like? We living together in another, you know what I'm saying? And she like,
where is this coming from?
Exactly. Like you just flip. And he like, nah, because when I went to when you introduced me to your mother, I was looking at her house. It's the same way. You know what I'm saying? Right, it's like This man that went and just like flipped out and really and truly, you know what I'm saying? He gonna tell her mama, you know what I'm saying, I love what you did with the house. You know what I'm saying? But he didn't flipped out. And it's like, that has nothing to do with nothing other than the fact that he's afraid.
Yeah.
He's afraid because he's thinking about potential possibilities of what could be when he hasn't even sat down and talked to her about what it is that's plaguing him in his thoughts right now.
Bro, that's a perfect point because you got to address the situation. You know what I'm saying? That's basically what you're saying. You got to address the situation when it happens. And I think if it's a concern to you, man, you have to address it at that point in time. You got to. Because a lot of times we can avoid things or we can push to the side or we can just be like, you know what, all right, you got it. You know what I'm saying? All right, whatever. You know what I'm saying? You got it. It's all good. It's straight. We good.
Yeah.
But it's like sometimes we have to really dig a little deeper to really figure out the root cause of that, and then we could work from there. Because if not, it's just gonna fester, it's gonna grow, and it's gonna get huger and huger and bigger and bigger.
But again, where does that come from? What's within?
Right. It
all starts there. Your thought is inside, and then it comes and it manifests itself outward. To now you are explosive in your in your tone. You're explosive in your delivery. All it is delivery and tone at the same thing.
No, you're right though.
But again, it's just like all this has come from within, and then she looking at you long before you go off. What's wrong with you? You're not acting yourself today. I'm good. Good. I'm be all right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? No, you're not. you waiting on it. You trying to hype yourself up right now. I need to do it right now. Need to end this right now. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
that's hilarious.
But then it's like, it's crazy because when you normally take that role, right, it's oftentimes it's a long journey back because you realize you did wrong. And now it takes longer to undo what you've done rather than just to go ahead and face it the first time. It's just really, but a lot of times with that, to play devil's advocate, with that, the reason why you get a lot of those issues is because people feel like, can I really trust an individual to really to be vulnerable and tell them what I really feel or what, where I'm coming from, my place of, vulnerability on this subject matter.
True.
How would she take it or how would he take it? It's like people thinking, now I'm gonna leave myself, vulnerable. Now what you gonna do after I tell you this information? Now, if you get angry with me, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, everybody's trying to protect themselves, and in doing so, it's like, man, a lot of times they'll run a person off rather than, they'll run a person off and say they protecting themselves.
True.
I gotta get them out of here. But I don't want to push them, so it's like, man, I'm gonna make them mad enough to drop the ball on me, and it's like it's over now.
Nah, that's a good point, man. The way I always look at it though, it's like genuinity and where it's coming from, like the place that it's coming from, whether it's received well or not. If we had a place to where like you sense when somebody's trying to come to you and we had a respectful conversation.
Yeah.
Whether it's after a basketball game, y'all done played with a friend and it's done got heated. You could sense when my man like, hey bro, that was a good game. It's coming from a good place. You know what I'm saying? And my buddy probably gonna receive it well.
I got a question on that.
What's up?
So oftentimes with that, so you do have a point. You could tell if it's coming from a true, genuine place of, like a brother he just got into the game, he got aggressive and whatever. It came close to, the ending, and now all of a sudden it's like mano y mano, all this other stuff. So you get to talking trash, this, that, and other.
Right.
And then he come to you after the game and he apologize, look, bro, I don't mean nothing by it, bro. Like, strong performance, bro. You did your thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But then you're like, man, it's all good, bro. Hey, man, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, what you said, bro, it really, like, it definitely, man, it drove me, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. That thing really, like, man, it really, like, pissed me off, man. That's why I went off. And, man, it ain't nothing but love. So in my mind, I'm thinking if I told you that really pissed me off, it ain't nothing but love. Right. Then you come back, we at it again next week, you doing the same exact thing.
Right.
So did you really mean what you said the first time, or is this truly who you are?
Yeah, I would just accept it as who it is. You know what I'm saying? That's who my man is. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. You know what I mean? Because if it's like I'm thinking like of experiences. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, That's why I say you got to know who you talking to. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you got to get that grace period. Like, all right, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna brush this off. Now, if it's another instance where, if it's a separate instance to where something else happened that I done told him, like, yo, bro, now at first you did this, now you doing this, bro. We're gonna have to chill, bro. Like the trash talking, we're gonna have to cut that out completely.
Yeah.
For we not playing at all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's like, that's how I view it. You know what I mean? Or either vice versa, to where it's like, came to my man Manly, and then he still brushed me off like, man, chump you off. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be, then I'm good with it. My conscience clear because I came to him like a man, try to or a woman or whoever the case may be, try to squash it. So it ain't on me no more. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool. I done dropped the issue. My man could come back to the court with that same negative energy, but I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I look at it, bro. I always feel like if you come to it from a place of genuality, it's gonna either be received well, or at least you'll be clear. You know what I'm saying? From a standpoint of saying, at least I know I exhausted all options. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was just, I wanted to chat on that, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was just something that was on my mind. I wanted to see where your thoughts was at on that.
Most definitely. So I got something that I was just thinking about, right?
Yeah.
So it's about roles.
Right.
So like, first of all, like roles. I really, how big are roles?
In what sense?
I'm talking about just in general. We have a thing called a role. Like, everybody is supposed to play a role in the bigger picture or the grand scheme of everything. Mm-hmm. Everybody should play a role. Whether that role be something as simple as you doing your part in a big world, such as don't litter. That's a role you should play. Otherwise, you're a litter bug. But if you got a few litter bugs, and then you got a few people out there that's playing a role, but for a few people that's playing a role, they fail to pick up the litter. Then all of a sudden, the litter bugs continue to litter. Everything is crowded with litter now. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like everybody has a role. So even if you have a litter bug,
yeah, that
being their role, and then you have another person that they don't litter. You got to have certain people that's out there that may just be, they tween between, I'm not a litter bug and I don't litter, but then I also clean up behind other people. You got to have that. So
100%.
My question now becomes this: what's the role of a man in today's generation? Matter of fact, before we go to today's generation, what do you think the definition of a man used to look like, or what you think it entailed?
That's a good question, man. That's a super good question. I would say from like just experience, what I heard, what I heard people talk about, is just like macho, no emotion type thing. Like, just, you know what I'm saying, hard nose. Something can happen to him. A man get in a car wreck, he just get out, like brush it off, like, man, time to get another car. You know what I'm saying, type deal. Just like, a strong pillar of just strength. You know what I'm saying? All times, 100% strength every time.
So interesting. Now, with that being said, so the previous, or back in the day, because I agree with you totally. So if that was what we had known a man to be,
right, then
that meant, honestly, we should have never been surprised at what we got from a man back then. So if you listen to everything you just said, that didn't even sound like a person.
Right.
It sound more like an animal, or it sound more like it really sound like it was closer to a robot. A robot programmed to be, to have animal like qualities. Never once did I hear come out your mouth love, showcase love. To showcase a love affection. Matter of fact, you can't be able to love without having some type of affection. Right. They one and the same. They connect. So it's like, I look at it and it's like, I often remember a lot of people, saying, like, from a different generation than what I'm from, they say, nah, my father ain't never hugged me. My father ain't never, it's almost like if their father looked at them the only time their father looked at them was if they disappointed their father.
Right.
And he looked at them probably because he was getting ready to hit them, you know. And that's the thing. Like, so you mean to tell me he never acknowledged me? He never even acknowledged you? I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't know about you, man. You know, you haven't had a son yet, but for a man to have a son, man, let me tell you something, bro. Like, I have a daughter. I thank God for my daughter. But, you know, like, my sons, like, the day you have a son, man, it's just like, you look down and you see the potential. You like, yo, you know, God blessed me with a seed, and you are my seed now. You are my seed manifested. You are now what's here. Yeah. And you have the same thing that's within me. You have the potential to bring forth more seeds. Like,
yeah, that's crazy, man.
You are a legacy being now. Man, come on, man. Like, how could you not look at this seed and say, you know, although you are my seed, I want you to be better than me.
100%.
But in order for that seed to be better than you, you have to do things that may not have been done to you or with you. You got to. I don't understand it. It was a disconnect. It had to have been a disconnect. But back then, I think we thought it was cool because we was the breadwinner, so to speak. We were working hard.
Right.
We were doggone near about to kill ourselves on a job to bring home the bacon. But even with that, you know, and I think this does, in a sense, it translates over to today. Some of us, we get blindsided by the fact that we are working hard and we are bringing home this, that, and the other, to the point to where whatever we do, nobody can tell us nothing because I'm doing this. But we can't be blinded by that, because now it just leaves room for so much more that could be, you know, it could be a great thing if we do it right.
Right, dude. 100%.
But a lot of times it's like, man, we don't reap the benefit because it's like we wreaking havoc.
100% though.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, man, you become a tyrant.
That's real. I like what you said, man, because like, for me, I'm real big on transparency, and not just being just out here naive, just transparent with everybody I meet on the street. You know what I'm saying? But I'm talking about people that's close to you, your wife, your spouse, your friend, your really close friends, your kids. You know what I'm saying? Close relatives, things like that. That needs it, because in that, sometimes we try to, like you talked about earlier in the conversation, protection. Certain things we just tap into one source of manhood, which is strength, and that's our protection, because that's what we need to be. And if I let them know this about me, they gonna feel this, or what if they feel this about me? They're gonna think that I'm weak, or they're gonna think I'm a this, and blah blah blah, and it goes down that line. But if you've already sealed that deal, let's take a spouse. If you already sealed that deal and became a spouse with somebody, you know what I'm saying?
You become one.
You become one. That's what it's for. That's why you put the ring on the finger. That's why you get engaged in that type of matrimony. And I think having that, you connect even on a deeper level through that transparency. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how to put it in a word, but it's just like, yo, that's how you build a relationship. That's how you strengthen the cords. You wrap it more tighter.
You engage in what?
Transparency.
No.
Oh,
you said before.
Oh, matrimony?
Say that word again.
Matrimony?
Break it down. Match. You got to be matched.
100%, bro. 100%, bro.
Man, we lose sight of that, bro. And we often wonder why it don't fit, because it's not a match.
True, man. And sometimes we force things.
Exactly. Even now, one thing about a match doesn't always look exactly alike too. You don't have to, she don't believe what I wouldn't say that, but for example, she don't see the same colors I see as favorites. Nah, that doesn't necessarily mean that y'all are not a match. And they say sometimes, opposites do attract. So in a sense, that can lead to a match. It's, it's about the deeper things that make a difference.
That's what penetrate.
Yeah, that's what matches are found, or either, you understand, now this isn't the match for me.
Right, 100%, bro.
So I never thought about that until I heard you say the word just not match.
That's real,
matrimony.
Though, man. You know what I'm saying? And I think in that, like, the transparency I'm talking about is having those conversations. Those are scary, man. And, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, I'm talking about as you experience more things in life, as I experience more things in life, more things become aware to me, whether it's mistakes. As I learn how to have better conversations, deeper conversations, because it's like, okay, cool. We talked about this before, but I didn't talk about it like this. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we got mad before. Okay, how can I not get to that level no more?
Exactly.
That's how. What did I say that triggered that person? Mm-hmm. What did she say to trigger me? You know what I mean? And that's where the transparency becomes in, because now you're looking to go deeper. You're not just looking to react based off the last time that happened.
But why is that scary though?
Because for me, it's like, okay, I'm opening them up, trying to gain an understanding for somebody else.
That's it. You said it. Because you have to open up.
Right.
You have it. In the sense, you have to create a womb. You have to open up. Everybody want to go into anything, man, feeling whole, feeling complete. But with that, certain things in life, it does cause for you to have to open up.
Right.
You have to open up in order to heal together. It's like, you know what I'm saying?
1,000%, bro.
A lot of times, man, it's just like, man, first of all, if you already come into a situation feeling like you perfect or you feeling like you whole, then to be honest with you, it's not going to work, because if you come in feeling that way and the other person come in feeling that way, then how can you grow together?
Right, 100%.
When you already feel like you already got your own world and they already got theirs. So where do y'all fit into each other's world?
100%.
So sometimes in order for you to fit into his world and for her to fit into his, sometimes they have to bring half a self. How does that happen? You have to slice it. You have to open up.
100%, man. I totally agree with that, bro. And it's one of those things to where a lot of times it's rejection based. For me, mm-hmm. It's like, last time I did it, man, it didn't
bode well.
You know what I'm saying? Didn't bode well.
For me.
I look at it from the standpoint of, what did I do to trigger that person? To make her say what she said. You know what I'm saying? To make her do what she did.
I do the same thing.
You know what I'm saying? And it's hard. It's hard, dude, because it's like, okay, the other person also has to be receptive to say the same thing, to ask the same question. What did I do that maybe hurt his feelings? Or what did I do to maybe I shouldn't have said that? Or maybe what did I say to make him say what he said? And it has to be that back and forth. Because if it's only one-sided, you get nowhere.
Yeah.
You're talking to a brick wall.
And the worst thing that can happen in that is when a person fixes their mouth to say, I don't care.
Right.
The moment a person fixes their mouth to say, I don't care, it ain't no fixing.
Bro.
No, if an individual sitting there thinking, I'm really trying to rectify this issue and resolve this, and then the other person, they've gone to a default, and their default is, I don't care.
Bro. You feel me?
You come over the 8. So let me ask you this. How do you feel that we could have navigated through this a little differently, and we could have really begin to understand, I don't care.
You feel me, bro? Like, bro, that's straight rage mode.
When a person start looking like and then asking this to him, what you say? That's probably the last hour.
That's real, bro. That's 100% real.
Because what's gonna follow that? It ain't gonna be nice.
It becomes complex because how you respond off of that determines, should I take a break? You know what I'm saying? Like, should we just, okay, let's just
revisit this later.
We'll visit this later. Or should I be like, should I dive deeper to try to figure out why she said that? You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's what makes it complex, and that's what makes it hard.
What you do when you trying to do that, what you just said, trying to dive a little deeper to try to figure it out, right? Because you feel like this is something that needs to be discussed, and she or let's just say she, or if it's your boy and whoever, they open up their mouth and say, man, just leave it alone.
Right.
How does that make you feel when you hear that, man, just leave it alone?
Bro, I can't. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you feel like that's the first thing that pop up in my head. I can't, bro. I got to figure out why.
Yeah. Man, I just said leave it alone, bro.
That's what make it complex, because sometimes you don't feel like leaving it alone, But that's the best option right at that point in time.
But what if that happens? The person that says leave it alone, they actually telling you to leave it alone because they don't know how to, to genuinely like explain their feelings. See, maybe
true.
I've noticed that again, and again, it happens within us, the males, a lot of times because
That's
of
real.
from
That's
the past. We've never been programmed, like from past generations to really like be. You've heard it too many times, man. I ain't about all that talking.
Yeah, 100%.
And a lot of times we eliminate the talk and begin a walk that we shouldn't really be taking because we don't know how to talk.
Right.
And then the actions that happen behind that walk, now all of a sudden we incarcerated, we locked up, whatever, because we didn't even, because the lack of a conversation.
Bro, 100%, bro. 100%, man. And it's like easiest, hardest thing to do is have a conversation. Easiest and hardest thing to do in the world, bro. Because it's like,
I thought I heard you just say the easiest thing is the hardest thing to do.
sometimes it's like that, bro.
I was getting ready to say
Sometimes
that makes
it's
a
like
lot
that,
of sense, bro.
Real talk.
It make a lot of sense.
It really do, though.
Hey, check this out. You need an opportunity. You in church and somebody, your grandma, you might be a young fella, you might be a teenager, whatever. You looking for, a part-time job for the summer. Grandma say, baby, go head over there to Mr. Rick now. Make sure you shake his hand and you just tell him what you need. Tell him at the church now. All right, grandma. You go over there, man. Now, the easiest thing to do is just have a conversation with Mr. Rick, like your grandma said. You sit up there looking at the man. I don't know this man. Man, what I look like? I'm about to be begging this man for a job. Now all of a sudden you talking yourself out of a blessing.
Right, bro.
But meanwhile, you don't even know she already didn't talk to Mr. Rick. But you sit up there. Now she come back. Grandma asked you at the church, did you talk to Mr. Rick, baby? Nah, he was seeming like he was busy.
Bro, that's the easiest thing.
He seemed like he was busy. Oh, that's funny. Mr. Rick said he waited around for you at the church.
Bro, I can relate to that so much, man. That's so real.
Easy is the hardest thing to do sometimes.
I got a current event.
Well, I had a current event too.
All right, cool.
But we both could attack that. Actually, you go ahead first.
Current event, man. I would say that Equalizer. You familiar? You watch those movies?
Yeah. It's part 3 out.
Yeah, man. So I was looking at the box office things. Worldwide, it done did over 60 million. Just
so what
over,
is it at the
just
box
over the
office
weekend.
right now?
It's
Number
6. It is 3rd, I think. So I was like, that's pretty dope, man. Like
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Denzel Washington, I think he a dope actor. I watch all his movies, man. Or a good portion of his movies. I just think he a dope actor, and it's good to see his success, man. Like 60 million worldwide, man. That's amazing. Just over the weekend. You know what I'm saying? Just over 2 days. So I thought that was dope.
Definitely. Well, for me, current event would be Hurricane Lee. Well, last time I checked, it was at a Category 5. And I'm talking about they have it tabbed now as it could potentially be the largest hurricane in history on the East Coast.
Dang.
Yeah. Then I came across something. I don't know how true this is now. So again, don't quote me on this. Don't quote me on this. But this is something that I just came across. You have to be careful a lot of times too on YouTube and stuff. That's why I said just be careful on this. Don't quote me. Don't quote me. But it was I saw something where some guy did was doing like a projection, and it showed where it was like 2 other hurricanes out there, and it could possibly merge with this one.
Right,
I've never seen that before.
Son.
Never seen that before. But it just got me to thinking, boy, if something like that could happen. Now we know tornadoes have been said to be able to, splice together. But if a hurricane could do that,
that's insane.
Exactly. We talking about on a whole nother level. That's insane,
bro.
That's not even a 5 anymore. Savannah is already beneath sea level.
Yeah, man.
So it's like, with that being said, man, it's yeah.
The damage could be crazy.
Yeah.
That's something to keep an eye on. I didn't even know about that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I need to see how far out it is. Cause like I was talking to my wife about that, like building like an emergency kit, just something small, like just stuff we need. And I was just surprised about how much stuff we don't have. You know what I'm saying? Extra batteries.
You never know
water.
what you don't have until you don't have it.
It's like, dang. You know what I'm saying? We actually need it. Bandages, things like that.
Yeah.
So that's real, bro.
How many people could actually say that they have a first aid kit in their house?
Right. I don't
either. Like, and just coming off this conversation talking.
It's like stuff like that. You need alcohol, peroxide, things like that. You know what I mean?
We take that stuff for granted because, you know, a lot of times, man, how many people can actually say they got a generator?
True. Same, man. I don't.
And that's the stuff, man. You supposed to attack that in the off season, man. Right. That's when they go on sale and stuff. So I just want to say, man, y'all be safe out here. Be prepared.
100%.
Yeah, just definitely pray.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I've been Art's Mimic Reality. It's a song that I could put out. Art Mimics Reality. Mine would be, it's a guy called Free Soul. FR33SOL. And he got a song called Amazing, which is pretty dope, man. I forgot how I found him. I think he just popped up on my Spotify feed, one of his shorts. And this song called Amazing, the first lyric says,
everybody like, what have you done for me lately? Yeah, living in a world full of instant gratification. Don't nobody understand what it's like when you're trying to talk about patience and manifestations. You gotta go put some work on the clock before you can talk about payments. You came in the game with entitlement, that's why you walking around feeling jaded. 10,000 hours the prerequisite for the mastery before you make it. Heaven on earth I'm creating, living your dream is amazing. Yeah, hey, yeah. Every day like a celebration, we still breathing, we still grateful.
Man, it's a dope song, man. You should listen to the whole thing. Yeah, he got a lot of dope music. I think he a pretty cool artist. Got his mind right, and he promoting positive stuff, man. So wanted to shout him out. Art Mimics Reality, Free Soul. Go check him out.
I like that, man. I like that.
I love music like that. It just inspires me, dude. Like, people that just talking about real stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like, that really hits home. Like, it's cool to have that moment. Maybe you ride in the car at night or going out to party or something, and you want to listen to some hype stuff, some stuff to get you dope. But on that everyday, just going to work, coming back home, chilling with your family, like, I like music that's gonna inspire me and talk about what's actually happening, stuff that's actually gonna lift me up. You know what I'm saying? So like artists like Free Soul, Caleb Gordon, Alex Jean, Lecrae, Andy Mineo, people like that, man. Like Nipsey Hussle, I like his music. Just people that talk about real stuff. Elevation music, I call it.
Definitely, man.
But yeah, go ahead.
I like that. Like D Smoke, man. That's
D Smoke, my man, going in.
For me though, today, art mimics reality. Well, where can I take this? All right, so coaching, sports. I'm coaching this year. And boy, look here. We had our first game yesterday.
How was it, man?
We got throttled. Full throttle.
You want to say the score or not?
Nah. I think, bruh.
I mean, but hey, it's the first game of the season.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. It's not that I don't even want to. I don't even recall what it was, man. Because after a while, when it hit, then got at that point, man. You can have the right plays, man. You can call the right plays all you want. But it's the execution ultimately that leads to whether you take a W in the column or an L in the column. A lot of people say when you got talent, man, it's easy to work with talent because, a lot of time, bro, you should win. That doesn't necessarily give you a win, talent, because sometimes, I'm about to tell you, sometimes with talent, it becomes a harder job to coach because now they're in their own head. They reading their so-called press clippings. They feel people have already told them how great they are, so they don't want to go out and do the work, the extra work that it takes.
Yeah.
Sometimes the things that you prepare for every day in practice, when it comes time to perform in a game, the conditions completely change. certain things you can't prep for. Like, for example, we practice every day at 6 o'clock p.m., 6 to 8. If you think about that, things that it becomes cooler during that point in time. So we were supposed to play yesterday at 1:30. The game, I'm not making no complaints by no means. Because to be honest with you, it was certain things we just were not prepared for. And that's on us as coaches. The game was pushed, it was pushed down to, I want to say it might have been about 12:30. Something it's closer to like 12 or 1 of the two. I'm big on I don't be wanting to hear them excuses, man. I just want to get out here, let's work. Let's put in that work. Man, one of the kids told me yesterday, Coach. I said, what's up, man? Man, I feel like my feet on fire.
Y'all was playing on
turf.
grass or
turf?
Got it.
So check this out. My quick, witty self decides to, well, cool. That means you should play faster. So I go and I'm watering, hydrating the guys or whatever. Then all of a sudden, another player wasn't around when the first player told me. He came over to me and said, Coach, what's up, man? Man, I feel like my cleats on fire. I looked down and I said, oh, really? He said, yeah. I said, well, that means that I said, you can't just be standing there. You know what I'm saying? So, man, now it's in my head. Now I'm like, okay, 2 players just told me that. So we on the sideline. We walk further down on the field. Another little kid come over to me and, Coach, boy, my feet burning. So by that time, I said, huh? He said, yeah, my feet burning. Man, I decided yesterday, man, I wanted my feet to be comfortable. I put on Crocs.
Right.
Bruh, my feet started feeling like they was in the crock pot. I felt the heat on the bottom of my feet.
That's crazy, dude.
The sun beaming off that turf, bruh.
No clouds or nothing?
Bruh, I'm talking about, dog. That thing was, man, fire.
Beaming down.
Like, man, we was on hot coal. But with the turf, it's actually it's shredded up tires.
Yeah.
That's what it is. So I don't know if they was holding extra. I don't know, bro. I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, bro, these kids, bro, started man, we doing our best, man, to keep fluids in them. Like we every time, man, one of the kids' mouth started looking white, man, the white mouth, man. So we steady giving them water, but with that comes they got to use the bathroom. We don't have a ton of numbers, man. So it's like our players have to go both ways, defense and offense. It's just, man, it was like everything you could ask for to go wrong went wrong yesterday. But I say all of that to say this here. At the end of the day, it's what I always, in my mind, what I always prep for. And what I always prep my son for. Adversity.
Right.
You never know what's going to happen. The unexpected happens. Everything yesterday seemed like it was unexpected. From the initial kickoff, it's like from everything, every aspect of the game is like the kids, they were stuck in sand, like quicksand. And it's like, I think as coaches, bro, we could have did a better job of some of us, we felt the panic, so some of us began to panic. Y'all need to calm down. It's like, nah, we need to calm down.
Right.
That was our first game of the season. Even within the negative, you can always find a positive. The team that played against from us, they had about the same amount of players as we had. May have had two beneath us. Now, granted, I looked over there at the other side too, and some of them kids, bro, I ain't making no complaints, but if those were 10-year-olds, bro, they look like men people. Like, for real. I'm talking about the quarterback looked like he looked like he was raised on a farm.
Like 13, something like that.
That brother looked like he was raised on a farm and he's been drinking the milk since he's been 3. I'm talking about, man, that joker, he looked like the quarterback on their team looked like he could have been starting on the offensive line and defensive line for us. But he throwing the ball.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's like, bruh, like, yeah.
You still got a little bit of time to like prepare and everything.
Yeah,
like that.
man. But you make some of your biggest strides, man, and gains between week 1 and 2. It's like, because you get acclimated to game speed. Then
Right.
like we got hit in the mouth for real yesterday, and it's like, man. So it was talk yesterday halftime about us possibly taking on another matchup because one team dropped out, and we was going to be playing, the team that needed, they needed somebody to fill in for them so that they can have a match. So we were going to play them. The coach, the head coach started talking about it, man. I looked over, I saw one of the players. That's what happened when you get the head bust. That brother say he needed to get no feet in some cold water.
That's hilarious, man.
The reason why I bring that up today is because, the one thing about the art of football, the art of any game, or life period, being the ultimate game, it's like adversity, man. That's the thing. It's like everything, man. When you the man or you the woman walking around in life and you feel like you got everything you ever wanted, you hot stuff.
Everything going your way.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's like your presence is the presence of perfection. It's like if you a woman and you walking and it's like Baywatch, it's like, man, when it go in slow motion and the hair moving and it's like, bro, I ain't even no winner out here. You know what I'm saying? But it's like you always winning.
Right.
My thing is give it some time. And adversity will come and welcome you
100%.
to the real world. Now, when adversity comes and welcome you to the real world, how do you respond?
That's big, bro.
That's what it's all about. Now, I know what I saw yesterday out of our group of young men, but again, how would they respond moving forward? That is when you really get what you need to get.
That's true.
Or that's when you know what you need to know. Because it's not about when everything cool, you look good, you feel good, you playing good. You know what I'm saying? It's just the right dynamics for what appears to be greatness. It gives off that look. Are you going to be present on time, or are you going to pull a no call, no show?
I feel like adversity does bring out the real you.
Exactly.
That's real, man. We gotta hop into these two segments before we run out of time.
Yeah. Sure enough.
We got synetics and word for thought, the last two.
All right. So with the synetics, I'll say this here. Did we go over this one? Yeah. Just let me know. Which is more fearful, new or old?
Nah.
Okay. So that's what we own.
That's a good one, dude. Man, because I have feelings about both. I would say new, though. New a little bit more because you don't know what to expect. You can't call it. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, bro, what's to come? You know what I mean? Past is more like, old is more like, I feel like history repeats itself. So you could kind of base it off of some past experiences. But with new, it's like, bro, you just showing up. You know what I mean?
That's interesting. Now, allow me to play devil's advocate on this.
What's up?
So you can say that already being in this world for how many ever amount of years you've been here. Now take your child for example. By the time your child turns about let's give about 7 or 8.
Right.
Let's take her and elevate her to the age 7 or 8, and then all of a sudden, technology from that point in time. Let's just say, hey, she a whiz with that. Now all of a sudden you bring out Atari and you put that in front of her.
Right.
Now she's looking at it and she get a headache looking at it. Oh, well, what in the world? What am I supposed to do with this?
Right.
So it creates a bit of uncertainty within her. She don't even know how to begin to even operate this. It's so, old. And you know what I'm saying? Like for real,
That's
like
real though. It's funny because it's like I'm thinking about it. Like, yeah, that's true though. She probably gonna be.
Certain people have this phobia of being around older people because in their mind they're too delicate. They can break bones, or I don't trust myself. Even with babies, newborns.
True.
So it's the same difference. It's like, man. So which one is you think about it, like for certain people they're only used to operating new.
Yeah.
Old terrifies them.
Yeah, imagine going back to an old car.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You driving the newest year, you got to go back to the 2000, 1990. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And it's like, bro, that's real.
That's
though.
punishment for them.
Right.
If you're going to punish certain people from this generation, maybe snatch them up out of this generation and force them to live in our generation.
Man, that's funny.
Doggone, you know what I'm saying? Like a pager.
Right.
Give them a pager.
Give them the big back TVs with the low quality.
Oh man,
bro.
Antennas.
I'm looking at it like, bro, that was amazing back in the day, bro. You could see clearly, but now looking at it, it's like, you feel me,
bro? But again, we needed that.
That's real, man.
That was the step that got us to this. That's how we appreciate what we got now.
Man, bro, that's funny, man. That's legit. What's your take on it? Oh, that was your take.
No, I mean, I was just playing devil's advocate to you. You know, I got to do. You know what I had to. You know, I can't make it easy for you. Which is more fearful. So for me, you know, one of the things about fear seeps in when you haven't done anything. It's the potential what could be. Right. Again, we talked about that earlier. You get stuck because you're like, you know what, man, if I take this step, you know what I'm saying, I might fall in front of all these people. That's a step you haven't even taken yet. Right. You know what I'm saying? What if I mess up on epic, you know, on an epic proportion, and then it's like, bro, like, yeah, but you ain't did nothing yet. Right. You know what I'm saying? What if you stay put? Then that could be the epic failure. True. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like the fear for the future, the fear for that, a lot of times it alters a lot of people. That's the past doesn't scare nobody because you made it through the past. Yeah. Without the past, you wouldn't currently be in the present. So it's like, you know, the past will usher you into the present, but then in the midst of the present, you thinking about the future. And a lot of time, man, that's people was thinking about Y2K. Terrified. Yep. Terrified. People are now in 2020, and what are we still thinking about, bro? Revelations. Terrifying. The book of Revelation is terrifying to people. That's future based. Right. You know what I'm saying? But really and truly, the air, you know, you could say the seeds have already been planted. We already see some terrifying stuff going on now.
100%.
That's what I'm saying.
100%, man. Lastly, bro, we're gonna throw it in with word for thought. My word for thought, man, is right here on my desk, man. The world needs who you were made to be. You know what I'm saying? So be the best version of yourself, man. Like, and don't strive to compete with nobody else. Like, I know that's hard, it's difficult, and that's easy to say, even for myself. Sometimes I try to remind myself of it as much as possible. But it's like, yo, you need to be the best version of yourself and compete with yourself because the world needs who you were made to be. You know what I'm saying? Not who you see on TV, not who you read about, not who, you know what I'm saying, you see walking down the street. But it's like the world needs who you were made to be. And you can take attributes from other people, but for the most part, man, you need to build yourself up and elevate yourself in whatever areas that you need. And it's a marathon, man, so there's no race to it. You know what I'm saying? But you need to elevate every year, you know what I'm saying, every month, and just continue to make those goals for yourself and just strive to be the best version of yourself.
That's why you wanted to go with that one last. It was a setup. I knew it. I knew it.
That was off the dome, man.
Oh, I bet it was. They better drop the gavel on that. So yeah, I got you.
That's so funny, bro. Nah,
bro. Hey, you killed that one though, bro. Hey,
appreciate
bon
it, man.
Appetit. Yeah, shouts out to the chef. Yes, sir.
This guy, bro, you funny, man.
I like that though. I like that. I couldn't have said it better. That brother said it's not a marathon.
Hey, man.
Oh, no, he said it's not a race, it's a marathon.
I'm telling you, bro.
So run at your own pace.
That's it, man. That's all you can do, bro. And I'm telling you, it's going to be that much more enjoyable.
Yes, it is, bro. I like that. I ain't got no comments after that, bro. That's it, bro.
I appreciate you.
One thing about this ain't about nothing about no competing.
Nothing.
Every day, that's something that's substantial. That's something we all can eat off.
Right, bro.
We're going to feast off that.
Hey, man, I appreciate you, E, man. I appreciate you spending your time, bro.
Yes, sir.
Every week. And, man, appreciate you guys listening every week, man. So tune in, tell your friends, tell your family members, share us, like us, and continue to tune in, man. They see us next Thursday, and we out, man. Peace.
Real talk.
Real talk. We appreciate you giving us a listen. If you like this episode and would like to engage with us or support, reach out through our social media platforms linked in the description, and tune in every Thursday to check out new episodes. See you next week.